Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream right here on JJPB. And yes, I'm trying to get used to saying the new name. It's still going to be JJ's PC Builds, but I'm just shortening it up. It's going to be JJPB. And the reason why is because I want to, kind of change the aspect a little bit. Maybe my name's too long. Maybe everybody sees it a little bit differently. Maybe, who knows. But anyway, just wanted to say good morning to y'all. I hope y'all can hear me. That'd be cool. Looks like it says it's excellent over there on YouTube, hopefully. And we will take a gander and open up. There we go. Just wanted to get everything all opened up and ready to go. Oh, thanks, Machine. Appreciate it, bro. As you guys notice, I got the screen right here behind me on. That's because I got my other computer on. And that other computer is the one I put together. It's the one that's got the B450 motherboard and the Ryzen 5 5600G and the Nvidia GTX 1650. Kind of the reason why I was doing this was for the simple fact that another person had mentioned in the comments on a video asking me about BIOS updates. So in the beginning today, we're doing a little different here. We're going to walk through really quick so that way I can show them how easy it is to update the BIOS. Okay, now with the BIOS, you can do it in two ways. One, you can set the motherboard up to where you plug in the power, the EPS, and the 24 pin. And, and then you'll stop there. So what you'll have to do, let's go over here to the action screen. What you have to do is you'll have to go to ASUS website. If I spell it right. ASUS.com USA. Wow. Here they are. Okay. You'll accept the cookies. Okay, so you go to where it says motherboards and components. And if you got AMD, you'll say AMD. You can either do it that way or you can go backwards. You want the motherboards and components. You want it AMD. Motherboards, AMD. Prime motherboards. AMD. You can look through. Or they got a support page. You can go to drivers and manual. Okay, just so we get on the same page, you can go to the support and go to drivers and manual. Click on that. Okay, you can go here where it says model. You can type in B450 M-A I until this comes up right here. So, and scroll down. Okay, so you see right here, you'll go to driver and tools, BIOS and firmware. You'll see all downloads. So they got this one here. This is a new one. I guess I haven't updated my BIOS just yet. Well, I've updated it probably to 4402, but I got to update the BIOS, it seems. But it looks like they got a beta version. I suggest, do not, and I repeat this, do not put in the BIOS versions or the beta versions. One that says beta version, I wait until it becomes an actual version. So this is in the 8th month right here, the 4604 in the 8th month. Okay, what you can do is you can download it. Okay, so you can hit download, and then you can look up at your download page. Okay, so you click on the little folders thing. And then what comes up is a mess. Okay, I got a lot of things in here, so this is where the download is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Right? And I'm going to take minimize this. I can take and turn, well, let me do this. Let me make it a little bit easier. Let me take and get into my C. I'll go to downloads. I got nothing here. I'll put it here. I'll make up a new folder. And I'll type in BIOS update 4604. Hit enter. Okay, so drag and drop that in there. Now we got the folder. Now with this folder right here, you're going to want to right click and you're going to want to extract all. Okay, so this will come up here. I hit browse and I'll go into my downloads, go into that folder, select the folder and hit extract. So now you have two items that are in here. You have two items that are right here. You have this one right here is the actual folder. This one right here is the Prime B450, and this says BIOS renamer. Hey MTBK, good to see you. This BIOS renamer, what you want to do is you want to click on it, and what's going to come up is this right here. This is converting the file, and press any key to continue, and there you go. This file right here has been retransformed. So now you got this right here. What you're going to want to do, next is you're going to need an SD card. I always say SD card. Okay, you're going to need something like this. I call it an SD card. So what you're wanting to do is you're going to want to copy. You're going to want to copy it onto the SD card. Okay, let's bring you back. So I plugged it in. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is make sure you have nothing on here. I'm taking everything off of it. So what I'm doing is I'm moving everything that's on there into a different folder. So in the meantime, while that's doing that, we go down to the downloads. We go into that folder. We're going to take and we're going to copy this. I know a lot of people say, you should just cut and paste it. No, copy it. This way, you have it as a backup just in case. If you get the wrong BIOS and you go to put it into that motherboard, it's going to tell you. It's not going to allow you to put that BIOS in. So don't try to force it in, because that'll be the big mistake. So now that you got a copy of it, you go down to your drive and you hit paste. It'll copy it in there. And there's that folder right there. I get this right here is about 2 gigabytes, so I have to wait for it to go on to my computer before I do that. So now that I got that, that's it. Oop, I forgot. I forgot. Ooh. That's all right. I'll just leave it on there. It's not going to matter. Okay, so we take the card that we just put the BIOS on. Okay, this one here. Now you plug it into the motherboard, or you can plug it into the motherboard with no Windows operating system or nothing. I always make sure I have no solid state drive on it, M.2, no M.2. The only thing that I have on there, there's 2 ways you can do it. One, you can press the little button in the back. You can put this into the slot, press the little button in the back, wait for it to finish, because it's going to have a blinking green light, either green or red. I think mine was green. But now what you want to do is you want to take this. Now if you got a processor that's working on your motherboard, and you just want to do an update, so you take this Alrighty, we'll make sure that we got something cooking. Now we're on the other computer right here. Now we're on the other computer. All you want to do is make sure before you go and take and go into the BIOS, you want to make sure come on, can't be that hard. You want to make sure that your SD card's reading it. Oh, I don't think the front panel's got it hooked up. But anyway, we'll just go through the process. I'll end up having to move this just to plug this in to update the BIOS. So, give me one moment. Let me do that. I know that's kind of crazy. Oh boy. Okay, so I have to move the computer in order to plug this in. So, and get a flashlight. I didn't hook up the front panel yet. You guys have to look at my big ass arm. Wow. Can't be that blind. Yeah, I'm that blind, guys. I know I got my big head in the way. I'll remember next time to have it all. Okay. Okay. Now we're through that little. Sorry. My bad. Oh no. It froze the camera. It froze the camera. Hold still. This is going to be fun. Okay. Hopefully we got back on there. Yeah, it looks like we did. Sorry, guys. My big head hit the camera. Hey, Kath, good to see you. Now we are on the screen of the B450 motherboard, so let's go ahead and shut down. Yes, this is Windows 10 restart. And you're going to want to hit the delete key. That's what you want to do. There it goes. It's ramping up. getting into the BIOS. Okay, now we're into the BIOS. Alrighty. Let's kind of make that a little bit bigger for me. There. Little bit bigger for me. Let's see. Let's move this up here for a moment. There. Sorry guys, this screen's going to be black when I'm in the BIOS of the other computer. So what you're going to want to do is you'll start off in the main. You want to go down to the tools. You want to go into the ASUS EZ Flash 3 utility. Okay. So what you're looking for is the 508. Should be 500. Wow. What you're looking for is that file. You're going to want to hit that file, and then you're going to want to update the computer with that file. Looks like, and it looks like that file did not come onto the PC. From the SD card. I guess the SD card didn't read. Let's double check to make sure. I don't think it read the... No. But it'll be in here. You'll look for it. It'll be that number. Let me go back and see if... That's the reason why I said, you know, it's best to check and make sure. Let's just exit and get out of here. Let's go back into the computer. Let's go find it. That's weird. It should have been there. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. For the BIOS updates, I use the USB stick, format it, then put the file on it. Well, I usually do that, but I was hoping... See, even if you do that, you know, as long as you got it in the main master section, not into a folder or anything else, it should be able to show up. So let's find out why. It's right here. It is right here. It showed up. I know what it is. My bad. The motherboard has a spot where you can plug in the SD card to do the BIOS. But it shouldn't matter. It should be right there anyway. It should show up. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take everything off of this card. Okay. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another USB and I'm going to check and make sure it's formatted. First. Okay, so I'll just clean this one off, guys. Okay, so that's been done. Now it's complete and empty. Let's go back up to the download section, this folder. Let's right click. Let's just cut the whole thing. Okay. Let's select all. Let's just cut it. Drive F. Let's just paste it. Okay, so now it's there. So now I'm going to do it and eject it. I'm doing it the right way. So now let's go back into 3. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to do a different drive. Okay, let me go plug this one in and see what we get. Now we did that. Let me fix this too. Get that. There. Now we fixed that. Now let's check and see if and it didn't. Wow. I'm having that much problem today. Huh. I don't know, something's weird happening, but anyway, it should be there. We'll try to move it to a different drive and see if that's what it is. That's not even showing up neither. Wow. There we go. Well, my bad. I had to plug it all the way in. Oh, don't forget your drinking snacks, guys. At least I show you guys step by step what I go through every time I do this. So, at least I take you through it so you can see what I'm doing. See, there it is right there. So, and no, you don't have to format your drive every time, bro. You can take and cut everything off of it by selecting all and moving the folders off. And yeah, everybody says there's residual stuff left, but sometimes there's not. For the BIOS updates, I use a USB stick format and then, yeah, I know, but I'm not formatting it. I'm just, or, what I could do, so that way, it makes you all feel better, is I can take and select all and take all this and just cut it and then go into my downloads folder, make a new folder, okay, paste it right here. So the information doesn't go anywhere. And then take and go over to Drive D, right click, format, start, done, close. Now go back to that folder, highlight, select all, cut it, come back here to the SD card, paste it, now take and turn around, eject it. Well, no, don't eject it. X out of here. Don't eject it. Just leave it in there. Restart. And go through the process of hitting the delete key. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. Look, I'm not perfect. I make my mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So, we all have our times when it comes to working on computers, building and, doing all this. You got to take your time. You can't rush it. Let's go back to the easy flash. And it's still not showing up. That's weird. Oh, I'm on the 4002 anyway. I'm on the 4002 version anyway. I think that was 4004. But that's like one under this new one. So, but You'll find it here, and then you'll go through the process, and do not shut your computer off. Do not shut your computer off. I'll figure out why it's not showing up here, guys. I think it's one of the. It has a special slot for on the motherboard for the BIOS. The BIOS update. It should have a special slot to where you plug in your SD card. I didn't think I had to do it like that before, but I think it is like that. So, all right. We'll get out of this. But it's not hard. I mean, it's really simple. But we're in the BIOS anyway. I wanted to talk to you guys about this anyway. Okay, a lot of people were asking me, saying, hey, how do I set my stuff up to make it run better? Well, what you can do is this. There's two ways. You can go to the advanced section, go all the way down to the bottom, hit the AMD overclocking, hit accept. They got manual iGPU overclocking. They got precision boost overdrive. That's probably where you want to be. Me, I set the PPT at 88. That's 88 watts max. Okay, so you can do the scaler if you hit manual, but not in this one. This one you want to leave on auto. And then you got curve optimizer. Mine's at -25 all core. So let's go backwards. They got the GFX curve optimizer I don't mess with. They got the CPU boost override. They got a GPU clock boost override. Basically, it gives it a couple of... Because this is running, you know, on... If it's running on integrated graphics, it'll give you a little bit extra. Okay, so pretty much it's basic. Go backwards. Go over here to AI Tweaker. Okay, you got Precision Boost Overdrive here too. Okay, so you don't want to mess with the platform thermal throttle limit. I leave mine on auto. The max boost clock override I have set at 100. I could set it to 200. Oh, wrong one. You can set it to 200. Okay, so PBO autoscaler. You could use it at 2x or 10x or whatever, but I suggest don't mess with it at all. Just leave it on auto. The rest of this, the TDC and the EDC, I leave on auto. I don't need, you know. And the SOC EDCL limit, I leave on auto. And that's pretty much all you do with the PBO. It's not too hard. Now, over here, with the offset, the VDDCR CPU voltage, that's at 1.377 volts. That is a little bit too hot. So what I'm going to do is 0.0 Oh, wrong one. Again, sorry, I'm using two keyboards. 0.1750000. Not one. Okay, and the SOC, it's at 1 volt. The SOC is not too bad. You don't need to mess with the SOC. So I did that. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's set on 3200 megahertz, 1600 megahertz F clock. I could set the core ratio, but I'm not. You take and turn the SB clock spectrum, spread spectrum off, and leave AI overclock tuner on auto. That's in case you decide you want to mess with you know. I know I'm sounding like a rookie today for some reason. Um, I'll think of the name of it and tell you in a bit. I forgot the name. But pretty much you don't have that much to do in the BIOS. So you just save changes, and this will show you the changes that you made. And you hit OK. And then hope to pray to God it works. No, I'm just kidding. I did the negative offset on the voltage for a reason. Because if your processor you can undervolt and do many of things. It depends on what you want to do. So we'll see. It's either Windows is going to cooperate or it's not. See, what I'm showing you right now is this is how you can go about. It's going into automatic repair. Now it's time to get back into the BIOS. So that overclock that I did, or undervolt that I did not work. So what you're going to want to do is you want to go back into PBO and turn that back down to 100. Hit exit and try again. It's trial and error, guys. It's trial and error. That's what I'm telling you. It's trial and error. This is what I sit and do when I build a PC. I sit and go through and, make sure I get the best max settings that I can get. And it's still doing it. So this is telling me that the voltage is too low. So now I can go back into AI Tweaker, go back into PBO, now that I know where it's fumbling at, hit 200 here, go to advanced, no, go back to AI Tweaker. Okay, now go back down to the voltage and the offset is too much. So let's go 0.1 145,000. Okay. Now that I know I set it too high, what you can do is bring it down from 175,000 to 0.15000. So we dropped it a little bit. And let's see if Windows reacts to it. Trial and error. You guys ain't saying much today. What's going on over there? Am I missing something? Or what's going on in the chat? Still too high. Okay. Well, see, it's still too high, so I know this. So what you're going to want to do, I think the best setting for this is going to be 0.125000. I think that's going to be the best setting for that. Right here. 0.1250. So we'll try that. Save changes. It's trial and error, guys. I mean, you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, it's just trial and error. And it booted up. That's what it was. So now that we booted it up, we're all good. Yay. Yeah, that was 4504. Now the other one was a little bit back, but we'll fix that later. Okay, so is there anything else that you guys wanted to know about the BIOS machine, MTBK? You know, is there anything that you wanted to know about it? I mean, you know, I'm going to say like this, you know, you're best to run a stability test if you got it on here. I don't even know if I got it on here. Let's see. Let's run the Valley. I forgot to download it. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and Let's just set it at 600 by 800. Get that off the screen. Custom DirectX 11. We'll run it at high. And we'll hit run. Oop, wrong screen. Wrong screen. I'm having a bunch of fun today. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go to display settings. Okay. We'll switch it around. Alrighty, let's just grab it here and see if it switched. Oh my God. Look at that. It's not too bad in the FPS, if you think about it. Not too bad. Not too bad. So, okay, enough playing around with this, guys. Some people were asking me about the 5600G. Well, here it is, the 5600G. So, I don't know what more, anybody wants me to talk about it. There's not much more you can talk about it. It's M3, or did you guys want me to run Heaven Benchmark? Oh. I'll run Heaven Benchmark for you. 3D Mark is reduced at the moment, 75% off. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see, CPU temps at 50 degrees Celsius. GPU temps at 49 degrees Celsius. GPU hits 100%. Bam. And do remember, this is the GTX 1650 on running with the Ryzen 5 5600G on a B450 motherboard. Why is it so low? Well, I'm running a GTX 1650. You can't expect too much. Again, guys, I'm not running my 4070 that would be on that machine. Okay. My computer, my main computer has the 4070 and it wouldn't show up like that. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of tearing, but you got to remember there's two factors. One, I'm running this through a capture card. That's one. And two, there's no load on this computer other than this. So, for it to get at least over between 175 to 200 FPS, that's not bad, especially with the 5600G. So this right here is not that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad neither. You have to look at the factors. You have to look at the factors of what is in that system. That's just a test system. That's not permanent. Now, if you want a permanent system, then we'll show you a permanent system. You know, because I know you don't, you guys, you know, I know. But I was just showing you. My GPU doesn't even reach 0.9 volts. The limit is 0.845. Yeah, I know. Okay, so enough fun having on this. I was just showing you guys the BIOS. So we'll cut this out of here. We'll go back to the main screen so you guys can see me. And now we'll move things around. Give me a moment. Because it had that fan going in the background. You could hear the difference between my PC and that PC. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Okay, now I'm going to go to Benchmark Tools. I'm going to go to Head and Benchmark. Okay. Medium. Okay. Okay. Now, let's minimize this. Okay. Now there's a difference between my computer and that other one. See, you see the difference between graphics cards. There's a big difference. Or better yet, let's see. There it is. Okay. What we'll do start at the beginning. We'll make it right here. There. There. Now it's big screen. Oh, do the test on high. Okay, what's the point? No, bro, look at it again right here. Look at it very carefully. Right here. Oh, I know why. There. Now look at it. Look again. Look again. There it is. It's on high. Can you see that? It's on high. Oh my God. Now it's on ultra. Now it's on cinematic. Now I'll put that in there. It's on ultra. So what do you think? I mean, it seems to be doing all right here. Oh, that's because you guys don't see the 0.1 there. You have to hit a key. When it comes to MSI Afterburner, you have to hit a key to enable the 0.1% and the 1% lows. Well, also too, MTBK, I put a black background behind it. Instead of it being a transparent background, I put a black background behind it. Because you guys were probably looking at it straining your eyeballs, and I didn't want you guys to strain your eyeballs. So basically, I just put a black background on it and called it good. So. Well, when I do the, you have to set the keys when it's MSI Afterburner. You have to set the keys in order to enable or disable everything that you see here. Everything that you see here, I had to hand build all this. This right here, this all had to be hand built. I had to rename everything to, like, the GPU that I got, the CPU that I got, and the frame rates and all this. I had to rename everything. Well, it doesn't look right because it's got the black background, man. Straining my eyeballs is not my ultimate goal in life, so I don't need that. Yeah, I agree. And that's the reason why I did that. That's the reason why I did that right here. Is so that way you guys didn't have a hard time seeing the colors and everything else. So I tried to make it as best as I could. Know the numbers that card is kicking my 6800's ass. Well, yeah. Why it's not supposed to? I don't know. But the whole idea is the reason why I did all my tweaking and everything else is to lower my frame time. See, that latency you have on your frame time, that's really going to be where it's hell in a cell. See, right here where I got the frame time, it's not bad in the frame time. Okay, the most it'll go up to 12 milliseconds. So that's not too bad. The 1650 is better than the RX 6800. I don't know, bro. I haven't, truthfully, I haven't tested a 6800 yet, so I can't really tell you from my personal, recommendation on that part, because that would be a fact if I tested it and told you what I thought. But my opinion, what I think, if you tweak everything correctly and keep everything balanced, yeah, it will run better than somebody else's PC. Now remember, the GTX 1650 only has 4 gigs of VRAM. It only has 4 gigs of VRAM. That's it. You were saying about the, it's only got 4 gigabytes of VRAM. It doesn't even have 8. Yeah. I mean, it's a very low profile card. I mean, you can't get it any more low profile than that. So if you're looking to have like an inexpensive card to play older games, yeah, you can use the GTX 1650, but I'm going to tell you, it's not worth it. I'm going to tell you right there, it's not worth it. For the simple fact, you can go up to the 30 series and pull something that, get a better card from the 30 series than having a 1650. Number one, 1650 is no longer in production, and all the driver updates are done and over with. It's already at end of life. So they've already, all the GTX series, Nvidia is not making drivers anymore for it. So you're just playing off the same max drivers that you had when when the last update you did with Nvidia. That's it. There is no more extra drivers. Now what AMD's been doing was they've been kind of using their software to help along the GTX series. So machine, that right there, I'm gonna tell you, the tessellation at extreme and the anti-analyzing at 8, bro, that makes the worst crappy picture in the world. And plus it strains your system. I don't even use it when I play games. The tessellation and the anti-analyzing I don't use at all. They stay disabled. So no sense of me beating my system up just to play a game. And that's basically what you're doing when you take and you enable that, and that's why you get all that crap that comes behind it. you can see I don't have any crap that comes behind mine because I don't need those extra things. See, that's like everybody's got to put their finger in the pot and play with the toys. Okay? I've already tested those things. It's not worth it. I'm just being dead honest with you. You know, I can see right here, it won't even let me turn it on. The tessellation and the analyzing, it won't let me turn that on from there. But let me see if I can turn it on from here. I'll just make you happy and turn on X8. That's X8. So now I got to start it all over again. So now I got to start it all over again. There. I'll start it like that. See, this is what I don't like. It takes and doubles your latency. Yeah. No, don't be sorry, bro. There's a reason why I don't run it. Is because there's a certain the shadowing starts flickering in my eyeballs, and you know I have epilepsy, so that's one reason why I don't see all this right here, all this right here, all this flickering and stuff. That's the reason why I don't use it. Is because I don't want that extra crap of flickering in my face. I am running the test at the same settings as me. Well, I mean, look, it doesn't matter which way I cut this. The RTX 4070 is not going to let me down whatsoever. So no matter which way I play the games, it's still going to come out, you know, just as good for whoever plays it at any time. So, you know, there's nothing you can really do to cut this any more than that. I mean, if I want to go up even higher, I could, but because I want to show you this. See the CPU and look at the GPU. Look at the temperature on the GPU and look at the temperature on the CPU. So no matter which way I cut it, the CPU and GPU are running almost equal to each other. No matter which way I cut it. Yeah, I can turn on all that crap and just lower my FPS, but I don't really see the need for it. I don't know. You guys tell me. Leave your comments. You know, let me know what you think. I mean, I turned everything on. Everything's blasted out the window. Tell me what you think. You know. I mean, I'm not worried about the system RAM because the system RAM is running not at 3200 megahertz, it's running at 3400 megahertz. CL7, it's running at the F clock at 1700. or 1800, somewhere in there. My GPU temp is 70C, my CPU temp is at 59. My CPU and GPU are almost equal the same on temperature. They're almost equal to each other. So, getting 100% usage, 99, 100% usage. Wattage percentage is only 85%. My CPU usage, less than 30%. You can't beat that. That right there, this is about as sweet as a deal you can get. So, that's about as sweet as you're going to get it when it comes to a PC. Yeah. But, anywho, we're going to move on, guys. Since you guys pulled me into... Let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. Let's go to DuckDuckGo. Let's go and slide the microphone over so you guys hear it. Put this up here. Let's see. AMD 9000 series. New CPU prices. Let's see. Let's see what Tom's Shareware has to say. AMD pricing. Okay, let's see. The 9950X went from $649 to $599 on Amazon and $599 on Newegg. Dropped $50. The 9900X series went from $499 to $382 on Newegg and Amazon. 9700X went from $359 to $322.55 on Amazon, but Newegg is $326.99. So Ryzen 5 9600X went from $279.99, say $280, to $249 on Newegg and Amazon. They did a spectacular price drop. Expect the prices to drop even more when the 9800X 3D comes out in 5 days. Comes out in 5 days, and in 4 days we're going to get the benchmark results, because that's when they lift the embargo. So just let y'all know that. Let's see what else, see if there's any other. Well, we'll go to Newegg and see what prices they got cooking. Just to make sure. Let's see. We got 9950, yep. So, yeah. Also, too, I guess they're your 7000 series. I mean, damn, guys. So, we'll say damn there. And we'll say damn here. Machine says, I like my 7700X. I think I will keep it. Well, you better keep it, because it's keeping up there with some of those other CPUs. especially the 245 and the 265K and the 285K somewhat in some games. So you do got a good deal. Yeah, it does. It does look like a good deal. I mean, $382.55 on Newegg. So I would think Amazon would be a lot better. So, pull up that prices from Amazon. Yeah, when they shove them into pre-built systems. That's pretty much what they did. Oh my God. They make everything so difficult. Okay. Let me take you guys over to Amazon. Okay, they got 382 on the 9900X for 382.55. 7700X. Get this machine. $440. 7700X. $440. MTBK, I'm coming back to you because you said the 4070 was also the most efficient gaming GPU at launch. Yes, I do agree. Yep, with the motherboard. Let's investigate the motherboard. I want to see what it is. It's an MSI Pro B650-P Wi-Fi Pro series. Not bad. Not bad motherboard. It's got 3 slots. Oh, it's got 4 slots. Ugh. Can't talk today. It's got some I/O love. Let's see what else it's got. Oh wow, they got a bunch of everything. TDP 105 watts for the 7700X. Overclocking supported. 40 megs of cache. DDR5 5200 support. The motherboard will support up to 6400 plus megahertz on the OC, the overclock. That's this motherboard because it's got a 12 plus 2 plus 1. The VRMs, the voltage regulating modules, 12 plus 2 plus 1. That's about what that's exact same VRM I got on mine. My B550 motherboard. Rated for 7 watts MK. Additional choke thermal pad and M.2 shield frozer are built for high performance system and non-stop work. Oh, wow. Only thing I don't like is because it's got a Wi-Fi 6E instead of the Wi-Fi 7. and it's got a 2.5 gigabit LAN when it should have the 2.5 gigabit and 10 gigabit LAN. That would have been nice. So, but as we can see, back to the scenario. But it's not too bad. I don't see there's nothing wrong with that. It's not too bad. Not much more to say, not unless you got $300 or $400 in your pocket. Well, here's a good deal, but I don't like 6-core processors. I really don't. Just to say, guys, I don't like 6-core processors. That's just my fetish, because I like the 8-core better. Anything that's above 8-core, I think, is a lot better than the 6-core. I just think resilience, when it comes to handling the power with the amount of heat, 8-core is a lot better, I think. So, but if you're looking for like dibble and dabbling or whatever, let's say you're on the AM3 platform and you got a DDR4 motherboard. Let's say you got a decent B550 or a decent X570 or something like that. Okay. And you want to stay on the platform, but you got a 5600X and you want to go upwards. Well, you know, let's do this. You can go and get a 5700X. You can get a 5800X for less than $200. Remember, if you're trying to save yourself from going up to the next platform, you can do that just like that. You know, you can get a 5700X 3D for $199. I'm not going to go there with the 7950. Or you can get, or if you want to go up in platform, let's say you want to spend a few bucks, you can get the 8700G. I mean, is it recommended? Well, it's like the 5600G, but a little bit better. So, see more product details. Well, that's not too much product detail. Okay, so tells you right here, 8-core 16 thread, Zen 4 processor, Zen 4. So if you got a B650 motherboard, this one's got a 5.1 gigahertz max boost unlocked for overclocking, DDR5 support, AM5 platform upgradable for years to come. That's what they're saying. So, I mean, if you're looking to spend, let's say you want to spend $279. Then you got to look for a motherboard. You know, you can get a motherboard combo. You know, some come with motherboard combos. So, only thing is it's got 16 megs of L2 cache, guys. 16 megs of L2. Says says the CPU speed 4.2 gigahertz. I don't know. That still even got me wary thinking about it. So, that still got me wary. But anyway, we'll save that for another time. We'll move over here. Okay. How fast can the RAM go on the AM4 platform? Machine, you can go up to 4400 megahertz. It's right on the cusp of the 4800 megahertz threshold for AM5. See, because AM, well, no, AM4, no, AM5. It's right there on the. It's like 400 megahertz difference from AM4 to AM5. So you can go if you want. You can run 4,000 megahertz off of a B550 motherboard and achieve astronomical performance. Because remember, when you push the limit of the motherboard, that's when you start seeing the benefits. Now, a lot of people understand that kinda, but I'm going to tell you, I see better benefits by when I overclock the RAM. I see better benefits than to leave it at stock. But let's say I got 3600 megahertz RAM, and I clock the RAM 400 megahertz upwards, then I can go and have 4,000 megahertz RAM, 4 gigahertz RAM. So it doesn't make that more expensive, and it's not expensive. We'll show you why. We'll show you why, my friend. Let's go to Amazon again. I know this is like a back and forth kind of thing, guys, but, you know, DDR4 RAM. Okay, so now we got that in there. Let's move you there. DDR4 RAM. Okay, you want 3600 megahertz. 3600 megahertz. So if you get 2 sticks, I would prefer, and truthfully, I'm going to tell you this, I prefer Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4 RAM. This is 32 gigabytes at 3600 megahertz. I'll show you why. Well, let me bring you back to the main screen so you can see it. That's my point. This is the RAM that I overclocked right here. I mean, for 32 gigabytes of 3600 for $64, the Mobo will not allow the for the RAM to clock faster than 4400? Yeah, it won't. No. The most that I heard that you can get out of a decent motherboard, if it's like probably an X series, you can get close to maybe 4200 megahertz. So that's pushing it kind of fast, though. I mean, you got to look at it that way. That's pushing it kind of fast. So this right here, if you got a set of two, if you ordered 64 gigs, right? 3600. Now, I am running 64 gigs for these. Clocked at, right now I clocked it at 3400 megahertz. This is 3200 megahertz. I clocked it at 3400 megahertz. So you can take 3600 megahertz and clock it all the way up to 4000 megahertz. Or see if you can find 3800 megahertz, which I'll do real quick. I don't think they have a 3800 series. Let's see if they do. See if we get lucky with that odd number. Nope. Most I'm going to see right here is 4000. And I don't even think Corsair makes a 4000. Wow. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm thinking about. Right here, you got Ripjaw's 5 series for 32 gigabytes of RAM, 4000 microtransfers, 4000 MT, or 4000 megahertz, or 4 gigahertz, or whatever. It's in the 4000 megahertz range, microtransfers. So, for $59, $60, say $60, 32 gigs at 4000 MT for $60, you buy 4 sticks for $120, and you get that speed with 4 sticks at 64 gigs of RAM for $120. That's equal to getting 64 gigs of RAM, equal to DDR5 being at 32 gigs of RAM at 5200 megahertz. So let's look at the difference. Go Amazon. Go here. DDR5 RAM. So, well, that's at 6000 megahertz. That's the Crucial Pro. That's at 109. It's at 6400. It's at 109. But that's 32 gig. So you got to spend $220 to get 64 gigs of RAM. $220 right there to get 64 gigs of RAM at 6400 megahertz. That's still not bad, but I prefer to have something right here. But that's only 6,000. So you look at that And then you look at this. That's the Pro version. This is the RGB one for 102. $119. This seems like a good deal for 6,000 megahertz. You do know why I say that, right? Because you can clock it up to 6,400 megahertz. You can clock it up to 6,200 megahertz or 6,344 megahertz, close to 6,400 megahertz, for $97 and still be cheaper than this one right here. This one right here. You'll be cheaper than that. But this is their Pro version right here. That's their Pro version. This is an RGB version. So if you want the RGB, which I don't prefer RGB on the RAM, then, you can go that route. Or you can get something like that. That's newer type Vengeance. Let's see. Keep moving. What are we going to find? 6,000, 5,200, 5,600, 159. They got Clev right here, 6,000 for $84. They got the Kingston Fury, but that's 16 gigabytes. I don't think you guys want to go there with that. 6,000 megahertz. It's got AMD Expo. This is G-Skill Flare X5 series. $99. That's not bad neither. For 32 gigs of RAM, 6,000 MT, you can bump it up to 6,400. Now, do remember this, and I'm going to tell you all this. Not all RAM will overclock. So don't expect all RAM to overclock, because I can tell you not all RAM overclocks. I can tell you Corsair will, because I got Corsair Vengeance, but it does overclock. 32 gigs. Expert overclocking. Team Group T Create Expert overclocking. For 32 gig kit, 6,000 megahertz, XMP and AMD, $80. Wow. Smoking. I like the way they look. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you like the way they look? I like the way they look. Let's see. Will I notice a difference in gaming with 6,000 RAM instead of 5,200? Yep. Yeah, you will. Because I noticed a difference when I went and boosted mine from 3,200 megahertz to 3,600 megahertz. I noticed a big difference. I mean, you'll notice a big difference when you overclock them. Not a lot of people overclock their RAM. They just turn on Expo and say, okay, well, it just runs up to this number and that's it. Whatever. Yeah, it is. It's a sleek look. I like how that looks. Moving on. See, they got 64 gigs of Corsair Vengeance DDR5. 6,400 megahertz. For $204.99, $205. I like the way these look right here. I know I can overclock these by 400 megahertz, making that 6,800 megahertz, or at least 6,744 megahertz. I like to leave a little wiggle room because I don't like pushing it out to the max. That's the reason why I put my system RAM in here at 3,400 megahertz. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I don't know, guys. You know, you go over here, you look at the 4000 MTs, the 4000 megahertz. Now, the thing is this. If I use Ripjaw, I'm going to give you a little helpful hint. I'm not buying Ripjaw. I already got Ripjaw in my other system. And I know you can overclock in that other system. But with the Ripjaws, they're finicky. They're very finicky. They are very finicky. This type, they don't like to overclock. They really don't. Let's go up here and hit 4000. Patriot Viper, 4000 megahertz, CL20. What? Whoa. CL20? Mine's at CL16. 4000 megahertz, CL20. I must be imagining this. 64 gigs of RAM for $105. I don't know. That's crazy. That is crazy. I wouldn't have to worry about overclocking it. I wouldn't need to. For $105, I would not need to overclock this, because it's 2 sticks, 32 gigs apiece, 64 CL20. That means it's only 4 clocks higher than the RAM I got right now. That is good. The lower the CL is, the better you're off. I know. That's sad. Sad because I don't have the money. Oh well. I guess I can cry in a beer. No, I'm just kidding. I don't drink beer. I could though. Wow. Wow, am I reading this right? Trident Royal Z, 90 bucks. Wow, I heard about these. CL22. Nope, CL18. Wow. Even better. That's 4000 DDR 4000 CL18 for 90 bucks. Sick. No, not yet, because I have to wait on the banky thing, man. You got to have money to get the bank going, but I don't have money for the bank yet, so. Yeah, this is the Royal series. I think this is the Ice, the Royal Ice series. That just looks so bad. I just like the way that looks. That's sick. Especially with it having this right here. Especially this right here. CL18. That's even lower than the one we seen. That was CL20. The lower you go in the CL numbers, the clock the clock latency, the better you're off. This right here at an 18, and mine's at a 16 that I got in this PC now. And this is at an 18. That is sick. Wow. Can't believe that. But that's 32 gigs though. You know, you pay for what you get. That's 32 gigs though. So 64 gigs, 3600. You could push it up to 4000 if you wanted to, trick it out. Wow. 4000 series of the Vengeance, $189. Wow. Oh, lordy. CL19. Yeah, that's CL19. I like the 18 better. CL18. I like the other one better, but this is not bad neither. But it's 3600 megahertz. Oh my god. 30, man. I wish they would give out some good RAM, some good juicy RAM. You know, one that just make you want to. But anyway. Wow. Unbelievable. All right, let's go back to the main screen, guys. All right. This RAM is for the girls. They love pretty. Yeah, they do, bro. They do. So, you know, there's some. That's the reason why I stayed with DDR4. That, you know, the AM4 series, the Zen 3. I stayed with that for a certain reason. Is because if they're still building CPUs for this generation here that I got in my PC, then they're not going to discontinue it right away because they're making money off of this generation. I mean, you got 140 different processors on this generation, so you can't deny that it's not bad at all. But if I decide to push my system RAM up higher, you know, push it up higher, I'll definitely take you guys with me. I'll install it. I have to use my camera and do a cut scene so that way I can, you know, take you guys in there with me. But if I go up to 4000 megahertz on this PC and the performance just shoots through the roof, compared to, I already have benchmarks on this PC right now, so I'll know if it's going to make a difference when it comes to, you know, increasing the speed of the RAM. Everybody says, oh, you know, you ain't going to get nothing out of increasing the speed of the RAM. What a lot of builders don't understand is when you take your RAM to its max and you add on that 400 megahertz more to it, it works even harder. So with it working harder, okay, it's going to give you that fresh snap in kind of look. It's just going to snap right in. It's going to be very snappy. And that's what you want it to be. A lot of people say, oh, it doesn't turn the page just turns slow and this and that. Yeah, the page turns slow is because other programs are trying to access your RAM at the time you're trying to use it to surf the internet. So you got stuff running in the background, but if it can't flip through it fast, you know, answer the call and then return it, you know, the programs. Basically, what it does is it boots up and asks for a call. The CPU answers it and then throws it back. So what happens is when you get on the internet and you ask the CPU for that call and it's being utilized by another program, then yeah, you're going to be running slower. Hopefully y'all understand that. You know, if you want it to run, you want your computer to run faster, then have it to where it can load and unload faster. And that's usually by making the RAM for the system a lot faster. It's not all about the VRAM on your graphics card. There are certain things that the CPU has to do to achieve what you're trying to get done. Like surfing on the internet or certain games and stuff like that, you know. It's many of things. So, that's the reason why I don't like 6-core processors. I prefer 8-core processors. Right there is the fine line of having an 8-core processor is because of Microsoft Windows. Their scheduler is based upon 4, 6, and 8. Their scheduler is based on 4-core, originally 4-core, 6-core, and 8-core. They're not scheduled around the 12-core or the 16-core. That's where everybody has the problem. When you run 12 and 16, the way they design the program makes the program feel like it's running like a bench server. You know what a server is? That stores information and stuff and just packs it away. That's what your computer is going to feel like. It's going to run slow. It's not going to answer the calls fast, and it's not going to move. So it's kind of difficult to explain to you guys the very nook and cranny of every little thing. You know, there's procedures and calls and DLLs and stuff like that that's all based in the Windows program. So if you're not up to date on your driver software or the system software for like AMD's got their own drivers on their website for their chips, for their CPU chips, and it's on their website. I go there all the time, make sure I got the latest drivers for my chip set. Your CPU is running with a chip set. So if you don't go to AMD's site and get the updated program for your CPU, it's going to run like it's dog in the dirt. Just keeps digging, going negative. So if you haven't updated your CPU to the latest chipset, and you need to go to AMD's website and do so. Change the subject a little. Okay, just a little. I am thinking of getting a 4K monitor. 27 inch at 144 hertz. And you better change your graphics card. That 6800 might handle it, but it might not. I will be looking for one during Black Friday deals. Okay, well, like I said, if you think your 6800, your RX 6800 can handle it, that's cool. But I would prefer to have the 6800 XT. It's not that I don't think the 6800 can do well, but I know the 6800 XT can keep up with the 4070. And it can keep up with the 7800 XT. I am planning to next year. But if you look at the prices, you're best off to do the 7900 GRE compared to the 4070 or the 7800 XT or the 6800. The 7900 GRE would have been your better bet. The 6800 will not. I can run it at 1440p until I get a new card. Yeah, pretty much. But you could do something to check and see if it would. Be surprised with a lot of cards that people say, well, it ain't gonna run that. No, it's not designed to do that. No. Just like they said the 4070 is not designed for 1080p. And you know that. It's not designed for 1080p. It's designed for 1440p and 4K. That's what when it first came out, they said. And I'm like, really? So ever since I got it, like maybe a month later, I got two 1080p monitors at 60 hertz. And it's still running my two 1080p monitors. I don't know. I think that was smoke and mirrors. They said, oh, DLSS won't run off of 1080p. That's BS, because I've already ran DLSS 3 all the way up to the max that they got out right now. And it ran off of my monitors. So, don't believe the hype. That's what I'm going to tell you. Don't believe the hype. Until you test it. Until you test it. For yourself. And you can go in there and tweak it and everything you want to do to it. See if it'll run 4K. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. I don't see why not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't see why not. It should be able to get at least 30 FPS, off of 4K for the RX 6800, at least. If it can't get at least 30 FPS, then I can tell you then you're going to need a 7800. You might as well go up to a 7800 or 7900 series. You know, that would be my next bet. 7900 GRE, or if you get a 7900 XT. A lot of people are complaining about the 7900 XTs. I don't know why, but 20 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM. So, it's just something to think about for the future. What happens if you do get a 4K monitor, which sounds like you are, and then you run it, and then you find out that 4K runs just fine? Think about it. So if you find out that the 4K is running fine for you, then guess what? Only thing you have to worry about is keeping it at a 60 FPS rule. So if you can get the 6800 to do 60 FPS on a 4K monitor, with no screen tear or anything else, and you're really happy with the graphics, then there's no sense in getting a new card to support that monitor. So, yep, all you got to do is check it out. All you got to do is test it. That's why I always tell everybody, test, test, test. It's the most that you need to do is test, test, test. I spent 6 to 8 months. Well, I spent more than 2 years on this system. Well, no, about almost 2 years. And every time I get on it, I'm testing my system to make sure it's running at 100%. I haven't been disappointed since, so the frame time is what matters the most. Yeah. If you can keep the frame time down below 10 milliseconds, yeah. But if you can't, then there's a problem. So you have to think about that too. I don't have a problem with my frame times. Even the GTX 1650 stayed around below 10 milliseconds on the frame time. So that's what you have to look at too. If a very, very, very old graphics card is keeping up on the frame time, it's not doing too bad, but for the price of it, I would rather go get something brand new. And if you got to add a couple bucks to it to get it, then you add a couple bucks. But at least, you get something solid, then you're fine. I need to do some research, bro. With PCs and building them and everything else, it's nothing but research. It's everyday research. Every chance that you get, research. You have to know what you're putting together. And if you can't put a whole PC together, just saying hypothetically, let's say you're a new person that just started building computers and you only been at it for 90 days. I know some people that only been on building PCs for a month, and they're already blowing the doors off of everybody else. So you got to be happy with what you do. You got to be happy with it. You got to be excited with it. You got to want it to do it. Because if you don't want to do it, you're never going to do it. Just saying. If you feel confident, well, this is where it comes to confidence. Machine, I'm going to tell you something, bro. If you can change your graphics card, if you can change your CPU, if you can change your system RAM, if you can change the power supply, you've already built the PC. That's said and put. You've already built the PC. So when you go to build your first time PC, you already know where to put the parts. That's basically it. The rest of it, once you get it all put together, is Microsoft Windows. That's it. Yeah, but didn't you tell me you took out the motherboard before? Yeah. Well, see, all that what you did is you've been in a PC more than some at this point in time. Not a lot of people will go into the BIOS. Not a lot of people will even change the RAM. They rather ship it off to a builder and have them do it. So, yeah, but you made that much achievements and you're still wanting to learn more. So, give yourself that credit. You already have the confidence. So, as we throw you out to the wolves, as they say. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, look, building a PC is not hard. What makes it difficult is trying to match up the right software with the hardware, which is not hard at all. Every piece of software has driver software from that company. So all you do is you go to their site, go to their support, see if they got driver updates, you download them, and then you install them. Simple. Doing the PCU was scary. No, we just passed Halloween. That was scary. I imagine you were sweating, bro. I could imagine. It was pretty, pretty intense. But usually when you get past that first intense moment and you feel comfortable after that point, you will have all the options in the world to build whatever you want. Depends on how much you can afford. That's all it is. But if you plan on if anybody out there plans on building a PC, you best have $500 right on the line in order to get the parts you probably don't want, but if you want to get parts you do want, then it's going to cost a little bit more to get it. So, if you want more, you got to spend more. Hey, isn't that what Jensen said from Nvidia? If you want more, spend more. Or spend more and save more, something like that. Can't remember. But it is what it is. Okay, guys. This is going to be my finale for the day. What I've seen, I'm going to touch this up a little bit. What I've seen through the week, I didn't see much going on. I just see a lot of people talking about the Nvidia graphics cards for CES 2024. AMD coming out November the 7th with the 9800X 3D, and a leak going out there that they might decide to do the 8800 XT or an 8000 series coming up a little bit after November the 7th. We don't know yet. That's kind of up in the air. So, but we have to look at it too. Are they going to come out with new motherboards and stuff like that, like Asus, MSI, and ASRock and Gigabyte? Are they going to come up with new motherboards that's going to make it satisfactory? I can tell you the boards that came out was it the X870 or something like that? Did not impress me, so. No, November the 6th is the embargo lifting date. November 7th was supposed to be the launch date. That was my understanding, MTBK. That was my understanding. Sorry, guys. I've been up since like 1:30 this morning for some reason. But, alright, I'm going to jump out of here because I got a couple things I got to take care of. But, this has been fun. I hope you guys had a little bit of a fun time, interesting, learning something and stuff like that. Hopefully it was interesting. I tried to make it interesting. I guess some people say, the more boring you get, the less people, show up to your door, stuff like that. But yeah, I try not to be boring, just to say. But anyway, you too, Kathy. You have a great day. You have a great day. Y'all have a great day and be safe. And if you're driving out there, make sure you drive safe as well. And also, too, don't forget, if you're watching this video today or you're here with us on the live stream, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, and also, too, turn your notifications on. A lot of people keep forgetting to turn those notifications on, but turn your notification bell on so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time and the next video, guys, you know it is, and we'll see you on the next one.